coming up to Christmas, and I was thinking, what is the best way to get into the Christmas cheer? And obviously the answer is to watch a terrible Christmas movie that makes absolutely no sense and is hilarious. I'm such a fan of so bad it's good movies in general, and I think this one takes the cake. It's called Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. It was made in 1964, and I just found it scrolling for like the worst Christmas movie. And I think I found it. I think I did find it. I'm excited to show you this movie. I recorded my whole experience watching it for the first time. They are being jumped. That's a threat. Roast them alive. That's a threat. Oh my gosh, they're choking. No, don't choke him. Oh my. I did my best to try find the logic in this film, and I failed. This video is going to be a long one. I already know it. So let's just get into it. Okay, this is a bop. So, it opens in a news segment saying that a reporter is going to interview Santa Claus in person at the North Pole. We also find out that 1, Martian children have cable, but 2, they are glued to their TV watching Earth programs about Santa.
Very moment, KID-TV has standing by a television crew at Santa Claus Workshop. Our special correspondent, Andy Henderson, will bring you a person-to-person interview with Santa Claus himself direct from the North Pole.
Gosh. Yeah, they look gormless. They've got nothing going on behind their eyes.
Where at the moment, the temperature is 91 degrees below zero.
Wow. 91 degrees below zero. 91 degrees below zero. Now, are they talking about Fahrenheit or Celsius? Because if they're talking about Fahrenheit, then what would that be? I'm not an American. They are in fact talking about Fahrenheit. If we were to convert that into the correct unit of measurement, centigrade, that would be minus 68 degrees Celsius, which prompted this measure response I gave concerning standing outside in that sort of temperature. That's not livable. You can't go there to have an interview. They can't be having a convo.
Hi, kids. This is Andy Henderson at the North Pole. Ooh, it's cold up here.
Nah, no. Andy Anderson is dead. Andy Anderson is dead. He ain't living anymore. He's not standing there shivering. He's dead. So Andy Anderson, the reporter, goes in to meet Santa. They meet Mrs. Claus as well. She freaks out, and then Andy and Santa goes to check out what kind of toys Santa is making for the children at Christmas.
Oh, hello, boys and girls. Oh, it's Andy. You caught me at a...
In this day and age, Santa's gonna have a vape.
How's it going, Winky?
Everything is A-okay, Santa.
But Winky sounds like he is being held captive.
Oh, now here is the latest toy rocket. It runs on real rocket fuel.
Really?
No, that's not good. That's not good at all.
I've been wondering, what is this strange little creature over here?
Oh, Winky made that. That's his idea of a Martian.
Yeah, Winky needs a psyche eval. That's horrifying. You can't just say, yeah, Winky's been making some dolls and it turns out like that. It kind of looks like one of those dolls that you end up in a horror film. Yeah, no, it's like, Winky, are you okay? Winky, do you need to talk? We cut to the Martians, who are worryingly similar looking to Winky's nightmare fuel, where we meet Kima, the leader of the Martians, and Droppo, his idiot servant, who makes everything worse just by his involvement. We shall see the true chaotic nature of Droppo later on in the film.
Stand up!
I'm not exactly sure what pulling your antennas do. Does that make them listen more? Does that like hijack their central nervous system? I'm not sure what the law here is. Gosh, they look like they're watching the Vietnam War.
Little doll walks, talks, cries, and she even sings.
Almost like a real live little girl.
That she is, sir, that she is. All she needs is tender, loving care.
Gomar, what is a doll? I don't know, Gomar. What is tender loving care? I don't know either.
Ooh. So we hear that the Martian children are not very happy. They're like not eating, they're not sleeping, and they're kind of depressed, and they're watching Earth programs about Santa like all day long, which is a problem because their parents are having to drug them every day to go to sleep, which is of course mightily inconvenient.
I had to use the sleep spray on them again. I mentioned this to my council chief today, and I learned...
I want to see Santa Claus some more. I want to see more toys.
No, go to sleep.
That is a wooden pellet. I understand why they don't actually want to go to sleep anymore. The Martians have no idea what's wrong with their children.
I learned it's the same with children all around the planet, in every district. Something is happening to the children of Mars.
So they decide to go consult the mystical Martian Kochem, who has been alive for 800 years in the forest somewhere. We also get the idea at this point that Voldar, one of the Martians in the High Council of Martians of Mars, is not really in agreement with Kimar's way of running Mars, I suppose. I think he thinks that Kimar's too compassionate because he spoils his children by giving them a wooden slab instead of a pigsty, apparently. Just remember that Voldar is against the way Kimar is running things.
What does Kimar think we are? A kindergarten class? Can't we make our own decisions? Must we always come crawling to that doddering old man?
Chochem is 800 years old. You can't dismiss the wisdom of centuries.
I can.
People shouldn't say, oh, listen to your elders just because they're elders, if they're not wise or anything like that. But, you know, I don't know. 800 years is a long time. He probably has something good to say. I don't know. I would think that he would have, you know, some idea of how, you know, some sort of wisdom with his 800 years. I don't know, Voldemort. They consult the mystical Martian Kochem to find out what is wrong with the Martian children. And it turns out that the Martian children have no idea how to be children. They don't know how to play. They don't know how to have fun. And so they're rebelling by watching Earth programs about Santa Claus, which is obviously the only way to rebel and is what the punk era of the late 1970s was all about.
Chochem, it is I, Kimar, and the council chiefs. We need you, Chochem.
Okay, question about Kochem, right? Is it law that if you reach 800 years old, you become a wizard? I'm just wondering how this works. Is there a point between they are like these Martians, like just green and use technology, and then after a while you become a wizard, like you become Gandalf?
You called me?
Like a senile Gandalf. I just want to know what the backstory is.
What time of year is it now?
Yeah, he sounds pretty old. To be fair, he sounds pretty doddering. I'm not sure you should have woken him up.
Kimar.
We need your advice, Chochem. Something is wrong with our children. They eat not, they sleep not. Their only interest is watching meaningless Earth programs on the video.
Describes Gen Z perfectly. Kochem's advice is that they need to teach the Martian children how to be children again, and to do that they need Santa, basically, which is the obviously logical choice. Before we move on, there's a few things to mention though. Kochem, terrifying. Look at that face. Absolutely terrifying. Gosh, he scares me. I wouldn't want to go to the forest to consult Kochem.
Yes.
It is early December on Earth, close to the time of the Christmas. That explains it.
What is a Christmas?
Okay, so here's the thing. They should know what a Christmas is. They should know what a Christmas is unless time moves so quickly on Mars. Let me elaborate further. The Martians should know what Christmas is, right? Unless time moves so quickly on Mars that generations and generations of Martians live and die before another Christmas happens again on Earth. If they were born and time is moving so quickly that on Mars 100 years go by before another Christmas comes by, then that would make sense that they don't actually know what a Christmas is and they're consulting Kuchem, gotta catch them all for, advice about why their children are, yearning for Santa. But if that's the case, then 800 years on Mars is like four years on Earth. So what I'm understanding is that Martians have an accelerated lifespan and they die within 4 human years. That's the law that is building up in my head. Carrying on, Kuchem says that they need a Santa Claus and then he bounces back from whence he came.
Earth has had Santa Claus long enough. We will bring him to Mars.
I'm against it. Our children are fine the way they are. I don't want any Santa Claus bringing them toys and games. They'll start playing and laughing and running underfoot. They'll become a nuisance.
I've made my decision. We leave for Earth tonight.
So, the Martians jump into their spaceship and head to Earth to steal Santa. Ooh, look at that ride. Gosh, that's a pretty cool spaceship. That's what Elon Musk's spaceship looks like inside.
So that's what the Earth people call a city, eh? How primitive. Look at all those buildings above ground. Why, we could destroy that city with one blast of our Q-ray. Okay, Volder. That's not needed. That's not needed at all. Volder is savage, though. Volder has some expansionist desires. He's looking to expand Mars. He's looking for some sort of imperialist ambitions. And I don't think we appreciate that.
Hold on. Turn on the radar shield.
This functioning of radar shield.
Rigner, check the radar box.
Radar shield functioning. What was wrong, Rigner?
A slight case of Droppo.
Hi, Chief. What are you doing here, Droppo?
What he's doing there is being an absolute freaking nuisance. Right, so Droppo is an idiot. Droppo is like an absolute dumbo. We discover that Droppo has snuck onto the spaceship going to Earth because he's never been to Earth before. He is completely unimportant to this mission, except for showcasing his complete idiocy and how he is a general hindrance to any plan that his cursed existence has the misfortune to intersect. He's so dumb. I'm not even sure why they keep him employed. He honestly deserves not to exist anymore because of how I don't think it's fair on him to be allowed to exist being this stupid. The Martians land on Earth and meet 2 Earth children, Billy and Betty Foster. The children tell the Martians that they can find the real Santa at the North Pole, and so the Martians kidnap the children and take them with them to the North Pole to steal Santa.
Come on, let's go home.
They are being jumped.
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid! You're shoving a gun in my face and you say don't be afraid. Like, what is going on here?
Out of your head?
Those are our antennae.
They really keep that gun trained on these children.
Let's go.
Come on, you two.
Let me go! Where are you taking us?
Here's another opportunity to mention some things of note that I noticed when I watched this film. Whoa! Boulder is built. Like, I'm not saying anything, but like, you can tell he goes to the gym under that suit. Are there helmets a part of their skin? Because they go to sleep wearing it. So is that a part of their anatomy? But it's got straps. So I'm confused. Do they take it off? Or is that just like they just constantly wear it? Because I've never seen them take it off. Questions. The children escape the Martians and wander about the North Pole, trying to get to Santa before the Martians to warn him that he's about to get kidnapped. All without freezing to death, apparently. Let me have a bit of coffee. Ooh. Volder notices that the children are gone, and after a little spat between Volder and Kima, they run after the children to get them back.
You finished, Chief?
Talking
Yes, I am,
back.
and you will be too if you're not careful. Oh,
Wowzers.
I am careful, Chief.
He's got
So
an
careful that I
attitude
looked
on
in at the
him.
children before I left the ship. You stay away from those children. That'll be easy to do. They've escaped.
Volder's sassy. Say, oh, so careful, I checked on the children. Turns out, not there. Where are the children?
I'm cold.
And we are being led to believe that they're still alive, that they're just shivering, that they are alive. No. Once these children came out of the spaceship, because I'm believing that it has some sort of like heating console to keep them warm enough. Once you're out there, these children aren't living. They're not just, oh, I'm a bit cold, I'm a bit sad, I'm a bit cold. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Billy and Betty narrowly escaped a polar bear who is terrifying. Frightening. This thing is frightening. Terrifying. Not the idea of a polar bear just shoving his hand into a hole where you're hiding. But this particular, whatever costume this is terrifying. But get caught by the Martian's vicious robot Torg. I don't know what these names are. This music is so dramatic.
Now destroy them. Crush them. Crush them, Tog.
Volder is a savage.
Lock them up and rejoin us.
You won't get away with this, you Martian.
I mean, is Martian an insult? Is it an insult? Because to be a Martian, like, they are actually Martians. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Is it an insult? It's like calling someone a black person. Is that an insult? Like, you won't get away with this, you black person. And to be fair, that sounds kind of insulting.
No one is to be harmed. What has happened to the great warriors of our planet? Mars used to be the planet of war. Mark my words, Kima. Your softness will destroy us.
Volder, I'm not sure. I think Volder doesn't quite understand that he's in a children's movie. But I suppose it's the 60s, so that means slightly different nowadays. But he is determined to murder. Like, at every point and opportunity, this man would kill. And you know, I kind of respect it. Santa stops the robot Torg, seemingly only with good cheer and tidings. So the Martians quickly pop a cap in the elves and Miss Claus and hightail it back to the ship with Santa in tow. Even though Santa is actively being kidnapped and is on a Martian ship, he is killing it with the jokes he's telling the Martians. Though I personally believe that everything he says is like a barely concealed threat.
How's our captain?
And you put it on a stick and you toast it in a fire. And it's green.
I don't know, what?
A marshmallow.
Yeah, that's a threat. Right there, Martian Mellow, that's a threat. Roast them alive, that's a threat.
That's what you're all becoming. Martian mellows. Soft. Weak. That old man is a menace.
The one Martian that doesn't like Santa's good cheer is Volder. And wanting to get rid of Santa and the children once and for all, he decides to lock Santa, Billy and Betty all in the airlock chamber and open the door when they're still in it.
This room is called the...
Airlock.
That's right.
Where's the control that opens the door, son?
Not here. That's in the control deck.
Wait, does that mean that they have to leave someone on the ship every time they go off the ship? Because if the airlock is in the control center, then if they go out of the ship without anyone there, then they're not going to be able to come back up unless someone opens the door for them.
Once you pull that switch, the warning bell sounds. And in 60 seconds, that door opens.
Santa, he locked us in.
Oh, I don't think so. He probably just stepped out for a moment.
Who's in the airlock?
No one. Now.
That's such a
What's going on,
villainous thing
Bulldog?
to say. Kima, thinking that Volda has sent Santa and the children hurtling through space without a spacesuit, get into the best choreographed fight that's ever happened in cinematic history.
Santa and the children are missing.
Drifting around in space.
Oh my gosh, the choking! No, don't choke him! Oh my, that camera angle! Oh my gosh, this is down and dirty. Oh, he's really knocking his head.
Oh, I'm through with you, Bulldog. You wish you were floating around out there in space.
Oh god. Turns out, by using the air duct in the airlock chamber, Santa and the children were able to find a way out, and they decide to gloat about it.
Santa Claus, you're all right. I thought you would...
Well, when Boldar accidentally left us in the airlock and then came up here and accidentally threw the door switch,
Wow,
we knew
Santa's
we had to get out of
sassy.
there in a hurry, or that would be the end of us. Accidentally, of course.
So he crawled out through the air duct.
The air duct. But the air duct is just a little... And you're so big.
I think it's just any sort of cylindrical object that Santa can go through.
Oh, poor man. He's fainted, just like someone who's seen a ghost.
Gosh, Santa's brutal. Volda is arrested for his mutiny, and for trying to kill Santa and the children, but he attacks Droppo and uses Droppo as a body double, which made me feel a certain type of way.
Merry Christmas, Voldar. All right, on your feet, come on.
Like, what the hell is Droppo doing there? They need to get rid of him. He is a hindrance to every single event in this movie. He is an issue. Every time Droppo has anything to do with anything, it goes wrong. He is a mess. He is a menace. His stupidity is a menace. He needs to be gotten rid of. Okay, so Volda is now AWOL. But not letting that hold them back, Kima gets Santa back to Mars, and Santa is able to make the Martian children happy again just by his good cheer, I suppose.
Oh, Kima. Welcome to our home.
Gosh, like they're touching heads. They got some customs. Their use of customs seems very, like, I think they're trying a bit too hard for this film, when everything else is kind of, like, goofy. Santa sets up a workshop on Mars, right, so that he can make all the Martian children a present in time for Christmas. It is here that Santa discovers industrialization.
Look at me. Santa Claus, the great toy maker, pressing buttons. That's automation for you.
Meanwhile, fresh convict Volda is trying to discredit Santa's reputation by tampering with the toys he's making for the Martian children. Also, we hear that the Earth children, Billy and Betty, are starting to act the exact same way the Martian children were acting before Santa, all depressed and stuff. But the Martians seem to be stumped about why they are sad, which I had thoughts about.
Billy? Betty? Don't you want to watch the Earth program?
Oh, no, sir. We're not interested in Earth programs. I'm going to sleep. Good night. Me too.
Are you feeling well? Has someone been mistreating you?
Yeah, you've been mistreating us. Like, you've been mistreating us. You've kidnapped us. What do you think we're fun and games? Slave labor. We were literally in the workshop from morning till night. Slave labor. And you're saying, has anyone been mistreating you? You have been mistreating us. As Volder and his henchmen go to tamper with Santa's workshop, Droppo, chaos entity that he is, decides to dress up as Santa and go to the workshop at the same exact time Volder and his henchmen are there. And Droppo, in a case of mistaken identity, gets kidnapped by Volder. Droppo is a menace. Will no one put this man down? Volder successfully tampers with the toys, but Santa successfully fixes it, so it's kind of a non-issue. Coffee is a good thing. Meanwhile, Droppo makes his escape from Volder.
Just a word of warning. If you got any big ideas, forget them. If you walk through that nuclear curtain, you'll be disintegrated like that.
Droppo never has any big ideas. He's powered by just chaotic neutral. He knows not what he thinks. He only acts like a beast. Also, here's another thing. They really should lock these important cabinets filled with electronics that can be tampered with. They really just let that thing just open and close to whoever is able to open and close it. Maybe things wouldn't be sabotaged so much if you actually had a lock on them. Okay, from here, a lot of things happen in quick succession, so I'm just gonna reel them off. First of all, Volder and his lackeys try to get a ransom of agreement in order to release who they think is Santa.
These are our terms. First, destroy the toy machine. Second, we will release Santa Claus if you promise to send him and the Earthlings back to their planet. Third, no more joy through toys nonsense on Mars.
Kima, knowing that they have Droppo instead, who is completely unimportant and really deserves to be killed for his incompetence, arrests Volder, but he gets attacked and is knocked out.
What are you going to do with us?
I'm not sure why no one's shooting anyone. If Kima just shot Volder, then their problems will be very, very easily solved.
Any more trouble?
Oh my goodness gracious. They really knocked him for 6. Billy tells Santa that Volder is in the storeroom and overhears that he's trying to get Santa again. So Santa rounds up his army of child soldiers and defeats him with, good cheer as well as aimed projectiles. Volder gets rearrested by Kima and he gets taken away. And Droppo, who is chaos incarnate, turns out to be the best Santa impersonator Mars has ever seen. So the Martians decide that Santa and the children, Billy and Betty, can go back home to Earth.
Santa's here! Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Oh my gosh, can you get away from me?
If we hurry, we can get back in time for Christmas Eve.
Yay!
Goodbye, dear friends.
Away!
How are they going back? Unless by spaceship. Are they driving the spaceship themselves? Is Santa an astronaut? Can he drive a spaceship? Does he know Martian technology? I have so many questions. Was Volder put to death? Why is Droppo the way he is? There's so many questions. How long do Martians live? Do they gain powers at the end of their life? I have so many questions. Yeah, so that is it. It is the most goofiest Christmas movie that I personally have ever watched. The costumes, for example, are so elaborate, but they're really they're really bad. The face paint is so patchy. I don't know. They have random customs that they decided to weave in for that authenticity. But it's just like it's like a really funny movie. And those fight scenes are the best that I've personally ever seen in movies, ever. The only thing I didn't like is Droppo. So yeah, that's the video. I suppose that's it. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you're new and you like, I don't know, deep dives into culture through various medias that I like. And that'll be it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye for now. Gosh, I suppose that's it. Yeah, ho. Christmas Day, I'll wake up and say, "Hey, for Santa Claus." I can't spell. Hey.